to think that we would not only be forcing insurance companies to cover these types of surgeries, but we would be even removing a lower age limit. I think it's just is going to lead to a complete era of heartbreak for California residents. Sadly, this is very consistent with what we've seen with the transgender movement, not only here in the Golden State, but across the country. And unfortunately, with California's own Attorney General Javier Becerra being Joe Biden's nominee to take the helm at the Department of Health and Human Services, I think you could see similar policies like this come to the national level. So people around the country should really be concerned and contact their elected officials.
Yeah, that is a great point about California. And really, I think nationally, you can make the case that it's going to be even more prominent given the Biden administration, who they're choosing to lead their administration. How do you see this particular move playing out? Do you think indeed it will encourage more teenagers and their parents to get mastectomies even as teenagers?
Unfortunately, yes. I think that anytime you incentivize something, and by forcing insurance companies to cover it, this is exactly what you're doing. You are providing a permission structure to young children and to their parents to say, well, if the government is allowing this, I guess it must be okay. Unfortunately, you and I know, and your viewers know, that God's word has a transcendent definition of male and female. But here in the state of California, we are seeing more and more a rejection of that in favor of just whatever the government says is okay will go. And I think that this is going to be ramped up. We saw Ricardo Laura first really try to go after churches, schools, and the very definition of male and female and marriage back in 2016 when he was attacking Christian colleges, trying to say that they would not be eligible to receive any students that had a federal or state grant. So unfortunately, this is par for the course for Mr. Lara. And I think it's just the opening salvo of what we're going to see in 2021 from blue states like California.
Right. When you think about this coming year and the transgender movement in California, what else are you keeping an eye on with respect to young people and the transgender movement?
Well, already last year, we saw a bill that Governor Newsom signed in the waning days of the session that would provide a transgender wellness fund for if there were uninsured students or uninsured minors across the state of California, they would now be eligible for transgender treatments, whether that includes counseling or even as much as medical care, hormone suppressing drugs, puberty blockers, and eventually things like mastectomies and other gender mutilation surgeries. So that law is going to go into effect this year. And unfortunately, I'm expecting that we're going to see similar types of things roll out. Really, it's a brave new world, Heather, and I'm afraid to even think about the things that Ricardo Lara and the other people in Sacramento are going to conceive of next.
All right. Well, we appreciate you keeping an eye on it. Jonathan Keller with the California Family Council. Thanks for your time.
Thanks so much, Heather. God bless.